upcoming showcases for the rest of this month, at least that I've found. There might be more that I've missed. It's always entirely possible. But this Wednesday, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 worldwide review, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. British summertime. Then Thursday, we got the Upload VR Showcase, focused obviously on virtual reality games, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. British summertime. The big one, which is probably, the one of two showcases that are bigger that are left, Summer Game Fest, this Thursday, available to watch on Twitch, I'm sure on YouTube as well. 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. British summertime. And then at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific will be the Devolver Direct 2022. Devolver Digital. They put on interesting showcases, to say the least. If anyone's watched any of them before, you know what I'm talking about. Friday, we got the IGN Expo, Netflix Geeked Game Showcase, which technically Netflix is holding a bunch of showcases, but we're talking about games. This is the one we care about the most. Is their game showcase. Because if you didn't know, there are games on Netflix now. For free. I don't know how it works, how you play them. Not a clue. I'm not actually allowed to teach you it. Because I think it's just basically mobile games. Yeah. Plenty of places you can watch that. Tribeca Games Spotlight, which, Tribeca Games. Which... Oh yeah, the Tribeca Film Festival. So I guess it's games. To see if there's any extra information on it. Okay, download an app. So yeah, indie games. America Arcadia. As Dusk Falls. Cuphead DLC. I don't know if this is what will be shown during it, but yeah. Damn, like Netflix suffering so bad they started adding games. They're not suffering that bad. People are counting. They lost 200,000 subs. They're still by far the biggest subscription service out there. Let's see. After that, we got the Freedom Games Showcase, which has a focus. Let's see. It's part of IGN stuff. Let's see if there's anything. I don't see anything specific. Indie. There you go. Indie titles. So yeah, smaller titles. This Saturday, June 11th, we got NetEase Games, which is 10:30 a.m. Pacific, 1:30 Eastern, which those would be more Japanese focused. Guerrilla Collective, indie games, wholesome games, more indie games, indie games. But this is all Saturdays. Just scheduled. I have these slightly out of order. Actually, there's two overlapping. That I'm realizing it. Yeah, that'll be fun. Writing up the gaming news with two showcases at the same time. It's fine. There's smaller gaming news. There probably wouldn't be that much to write up. At least that'd be worth the time and effort. Future Game Showcase 3. And then Sunday, June 12th, this coming Sunday, we have the Xbox and Bethesda Games Showcase, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. British summertime. Links, YouTube, Twitch ASL, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. A lot of languages will be available, or they will be available later down the road. And then afterwards, actually, I don't think we have an exact time on the main game showcase. Actually, I forgot to write down. There's an Xbox Extended Showcase, which is doing more in-depth of some of the games shown during it, including interviews with developers. That's on Tuesday, June 14th, I believe. And the PC Gaming Show is focused on PC gaming. That's just a little bit after Xbox and Bethesda Showcase. And of course, completed again, as I mentioned, PlayStation State of Play, Sega's project announcement, Acquired Games Show, Limited Run Games. We'll get into that stuff in a bit. But first things first. Sony announced that the PlayStation 5 has now sold 20 million units worldwide. Sold through, not shipped. Sold to consumers. Usually there's a gap between shipped and sold. Even if the PS5 sells out pretty much instantly, it still takes time to ship consoles to retailers and the warehouses and stuff like that. Not that it's, weeks and weeks or months and months, but usually there's a bit of a delay there. A couple weeks maybe. It obviously depends where they're being shipped. It can take time. So, Veronica Rogers at Sony Interactive Entertainment. We are thrilled to share that Sony Interactive Entertainment has sold more than 20 million PlayStation 5 consoles globally since PS5's launch. Our team have worked tirelessly to deliver a truly next-gen gaming console that have won the world over, and we want to take this time to thank the fans for their support. Your passion for the PlayStation brand is what drives us and what inspires us to innovate new technology, engineer the future of gaming, yada yada yada. So, yeah.
Vegeta, what does the scouter
Emerald, what's up?
It's over 9,000.
Wait, and Ryza.
What, 9,000?
We honor your service and dedication. The time you have spent with us is immense, and still growing. You have earned a full salute. Be at ease, soldier, and carry on.
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level? It's over 9,000! What, 9,000?
Perfect, as expected. Still love your face.
If this face is perfect, oh god. I wish it was perfect. If only it was perfect. Give me one moment. I'm giving you guys your points. We'll get back into chatting with the games. Emerald, thank you so much for the 60 months. Holy crap. My service and dedication. We are now talking, you know, this is a new feature to my streams. Game News Roundup is what I'm tentatively calling it. We'll probably come up with a better name at some point, but that's just for now. We'll just call it that because it's fitting. We're talking about the latest gaming news. And Ryza, thank you so much for the 50 months. Perfect expected, still love you. You know. Yeah, that timing. You guys time it? Perfectly. Like, holy crap, is it perfectly timed. Right. So it's getting into PS5 has sold 20 million units worldwide. Sony, they're planning on a significant ramp up in PS5 production this year, so hopefully by the end of the year, there'll be more stock available. Hopefully the same with the Xbox Series X for those who want that. Series S, it's readily available-ish, depending on where you are. Generally should be able to find it with not that much effort. Same with the regular Switch. Switch OLED can be a little tricky to find. Also, I believe the PS5 currently is about 3 months behind the PS4. PS4 hit the 20 million sold about 3 months faster. Of course, one big difference is the PS4 was readily available and easy to find. PS5 is selling out. Sony's, you know, hopefully, because they had a trajectory at one point of saying, yes, we are tracking behind PS4, but we're hoping to ramp things up and then be able to catch up to PS4 and get past PS4 launch the line sales. And we'll see if lifetime sales it has a chance, because last gen Xbox One was lack of games and didn't have much competition. This gen, oh jeez. Also, I see something that says a hype train. I remember last time I actually had a hype train, even though I haven't set to these. The only reason I'll get a console is Naughty Dog games. Honestly, Damien, at this point, we'll get into the news, but I'm expecting Sony to basically release all their first-party games on PC eventually. Not obviously a day and date. It comes out on PlayStation 5 or PS4. You know, maybe a year later, 2 years later, 3 years later. We'll get into the whole Spider-Man coming to PC. So yeah, Sony announced 20 million units, and of course, this was announced on Friday, and everyone went to our website. This is before we did the latest updated with our sales estimates. We had below 20 million because our estimates were through the 21st of May at the time. I was like, yeah. People were like, hey, you gotta update it. You gotta. I'm like, our figures are through the 21st of May. They just announced it. So we just updated our latest figures, and we were pretty much in line with what Sony says. I mean, we don't have an exact day that they hit 20 million. It was either the last week of May or the first week of June. But we got about 20 million at the end of May right now. Unless Sony gives an exact date later on, and then we'll do some minor tweaks to make sure we hit 20 million when they say they hit 20 million. Kind of like when they announced PS5 hit 10 million, they announced it 10 days after it hit the figure. They actually said, yes, on this date we hit 10 million. They didn't do that with 20 million, which is a lot. They normally do. Not that it's a big deal. So our latest sales estimates. Switch is actually, I guess we could just focus on here. Switch is. I mean, he's got years in advance, years head start, but is clearly the dominant platform right now. Sonic music. Hopefully the music is alright. And I don't know, I am currently recording this for YouTube. I don't know if I'll bother just uploading this as one big video. But yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, let me know what you think. This ends up going up there. So yeah. And Xbox Series X/S is nearing 15 million units. According to our estimates, we'll be hitting it sometime in the first week of June, or last week. So it's about 5 million behind the PS5, which is much closer than the gap between the PS4 and Xbox One. So, you know, competition is good. It brings the best out of everyone. You look at the PS3 and the Xbox 360. They basically ended tied in sales. Within a couple million of each other. I mean, PS3 slightly still better than the 360. Very slightly. And the Wii was the Wii, you know. The Wii had about 3 amazing years of sales and quickly dropped. So that is PS5 having sold 20 million units. We can now, I think, where are we here? Alright, so going to the PlayStation State of Play. Tunic, which, if anyone watched me stream that, is coming to PS5 and PS4 on September 27th. They also talked about a bunch of... we're not going to bother, like, some smaller games. Stray is actually pretty cute. Game you play as a cat. Coming to PS5, PS4, and PC on July 19th. And they talked about VR, the biggest VR game that they've announced for PSVR 2 is probably Horizon Call of the Mountain. Unless, you know, Half-Life Alyx comes to PSVR 2. I don't know. So let's quickly... turn off the music right now. Let's go over the Call of the Mountain and latest trailer. Oop. Sorry about that being a little loud.
There.
So this is a VR game. If you know Horizon Zero Dawn or Forbidden West, this is set in that universe.
I asked you a question. Everyone says Reyes is a good shot.
Yeah, and he'll put arrows through both of us. You're switching with me.
The weirdest thing, I know it's not this game, it's just VR games in general. The floating hands, I find weird. It's just every VR game seems to do that with the floating hands. Like, well, where's the arms?
Blameless Murad had me released from prison.
I guess to get him to look right.
Why?
Maybe?
Redemption is still possible, Reyes.
So, PSVR 2, as it says in the top left corner.
Climb the mountain.
Definitely VR focused with some of the features you see. I have played a bit of VR, not PlayStation VR, but the HTC Vive. M's brother has it. I'm trying to think, but I remember what I played. I mean, Beat Saber was the one I probably played the most. I like Guitar Hero and Rock Band.
Do that, and you shall be a free man. It will take all your wits, your skills, and courage.
But if you like VR, this game is looking pretty damn good
You
for
have walked
VR.
in the shadows, Reyes.
Considering how most VR games are.
Now it is time to climb into the light.
Horizon Call of the Mountain. PSVR 2. Exclusively PSVR 2, which I want to say PSVR 2 is probably only coming to PS5. I doubt it'll be on PS4. I could be wrong. And then Stray, July 19th, PS5, PS4, and PC. So let's quickly, it's only a minute, so we'll go through this trailer real quick. Still never tried it. It is, you can't explain VR. You have to try it for yourself. So yeah, Stray, you play as a cat. Meow. Because before I ever played VR, I was like, oh, it's just gonna be like a screen 3 inches from your eyes. No, it actually feels almost like you're in a real world. I mean, other than the fact that obviously it's not like the holodeck in Star Trek, but like it actually kind of almost feels like you're in the world. It's the closest we can get to a holodeck. God, that would be amazing. A holodeck, man. That also sounds really dangerous. So that guy has a TV for a face. So you've got PS5, PS4 again, and PC in July. This game does look absolutely adorable. But not really my type of game. Seems more stealthy, which, you know me, I'm not generally into stealth myself. Again, this is PlayStation. This was at the PlayStation State of Play last Thursday. We're just going over some of the announcements from that and the news. And Stray. July 19th. I know it doesn't say PC there, but it is also coming to PC, Steam on July 19th. Which you get 10% off, so it's $30 or 10% off $27. I don't know what that would be in, you know, if you're in the UK in pounds or whatever, but yeah. And at some point I'll actually get a new graphics card. But honestly, with the next gen of graphics cards coming out later this year, I'm probably just gonna wait at this point. Roller Drone was announced for PS5, PS4, and PC. We'll go to some of the bigger announcements in a second. I'm trying to remember, it's a single-player, third-person action shooter. Comes out on August 16th for $30. We could take a quick look at this trailer. Some other games we may not bother with the trailers, because they're not new games.
In the year 2030,
So,
a new blood sport grips the globe.
Roller Drone.
And in the arena, there will only be the victorious and the dead.
So it's roller skating and guns. I mean, why not? Although at some point maybe I'll get a better background. Better than the pizza chair. You know, I could get some more fitting backgrounds. Because I actually do have, it's downstairs, a big Halo 2 cardboard cutout. If I could just take the Master Chief part of it, I could put that up on the wall. Then if I could get like some other, like a Mario one, Kratos one, you know, different main IPs, kind of cool.
Roller Drone.
Oh, maybe. In the background. Of course, the issue is the wall is right there. Behind me. So there is Roller Drone. Moving up, Seasonal Letter launches this fall, PS5, PS4, PC. So, moving on to bigger games. We'll start with Resident Evil. So, Resident Evil Village, you know, Resident Evil 8, coming to PlayStation VR 2. When? It's, you know, at some point. We don't know when PSVR 2 is coming out, so... But it will be, but yeah, it looks like, development is currently underway to bring the story campaign, its entirety, to be playable in VR. It's not just, we're gonna make a little offshoot to Resident Evil Village, a couple hour experience. No, it's the full campaign will be playable in PSVR, which sounds scary. Also, I know how people love the really tall vampire and want to be, I don't even know, I don't really get it. Weirdest things people have said, like, I don't know. No. So yeah, Resident Evil Village.
Now, let's take a look at him.
Hopefully the music in these games are swapping to mobile.
Well,
Need hot seat.
Ethan Winters, you
Enjoy your
escaped
hot
my
tea.
little brother's idiot games, did you? Let's see how special
No.
you are.
Yes, Mother.
Yeah. Oh, and the floating hands again. Why do VR games do floating hands? There's gotta be a reason, but at least it look like the floating hands. I thought I actually played Resident Evil. We're 7. Or 6. Or 5. My personal favorite Resident Evil games are 1, especially the remakes of 2 and 3. And dual wielding, apparently. So yeah, coming to a PSVR 2. The remake of Resident Evil 2, freaking amazing. Speaking of remakes of Resident Evil games, Resident Evil 4 Remake was announced for the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. And we'll also have some support for PSVR 2. We don't know what it is yet. And it is set to launch on March 24th, 2023. It's an actual release date. Also, before we get into this, I love the original Resident Evil games. I played Resident Evil 4. The issue is it was probably many years later when I finally played. By the time I finally played Resident Evil 4, it didn't grab me. I was just like, I never actually beat it. So, yeah, I know Code Veronica. Actually, I remember I did play. I think I played through Code Veronica once a long time ago. A friend of mine had it on the Dreamcast, which actually I have a Dreamcast. I've lost all my games for it, except for Sonic Adventure, which is really sad. Here we are. Something coming out 3/24/2023. Alright, what is this? I mean, obviously we know what it is now, but when you're watching this live, you're like, what? Okay. It's just like, alright. There's an R. There is... Oh. This music might be iffy to be playing. Thinking about it. Just gonna mute that for just a moment. Yeah, Resident Evil. I mean, the thing is, Resident Evil 4 Remake has been teased for a while.
Condor Wonder Roost.
This game has been teased for a while, which is kind of a given after Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes did so well. And Resident Evil 4 is considered like the best in the series. Even though in my mind 2 is the best. But, you know, I played those when those were newer. I played Resident Evil 2 on the N64 originally, then I bought a PS1. Played it on the PS1 and Resident Evil 3 on the PS1 and the original. T! Nice, Ryza. Hopefully the T helps.
Guess you, me. Picked the wrong spot to vacation, eh?
No. Resident Evil 4 Remake. As long as they don't shorten it like they did with 3. Did they really shorten 3? I know they took out... It's the clock tower they took out in 3 Remake? I'm trying to remember. The issue... Yeah, I mean, the issue with the Resident Evil 3 Remake... yeah, besides cut content, they didn't really add much in the way of new stuff. Resident Evil 2 Remake had a lot of new stuff.
The pain.
And we got Leon.
Even for a second. This time, it can be different. It has to.
This comes out in March next year. This is PS5, but in the official announcement from Capcom, it's also coming to Xbox and PC. Only the latest gen. So if you have a PS4 and Xbox One, you're out of luck. Which is nice. They finally got some games that are exclusive to the next gen consoles. We haven't really had any yet. More, I mean, now there's been none. There's been very few. So, but yeah, Resident Evil 4 came out in 2005. So, I would definitely get it and play it at some point. There's so many other games I gotta play first. I might wait before I get into it. Speaking of other things to get into, we'll do the Spider-Man last for the state of play stuff. Final Fantasy 16 got a new trailer. It's coming out summer 2023 for the PS5. I can't remember for sure or not if it's coming to PC as well. Sony has money handed it for as a timed exclusive on the PS5. Comes out next summer. And there was a new trailer. I mean, I personally don't. I personally don't care for Final Fantasy game. It's just me. But if you like Final Fantasy, get hyped, you know. Of course, if you like Final Fantasy, you probably have already seen this trailer. But
who are we? What
here we are. Final Fantasy 16.
It wears
First new Final Fantasy game.
It breaks us. It unmakes us. But its immaculate
when?
aspect might
I'm trying to remember.
Itself. The icon.
think, when did Final Fantasy 15 come out?
Isn't there?
It's been a while.
Every day we delay brings us closer to disaster. We must move now.
I love Final Fantasy, but I don't play many of them. I personally have never cared for them. November 29th, 2016. So it's gonna be nearly 7 years by the time 16 comes up between that and 15. But obviously, we did get Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1. This apparently wasn't the entire Final Fantasy VII Remake. Which ones have you played, Ryza? OG ones? Some of the newer ones. I mean, right now, Final Fantasy XIV is huge. You know, people are leaving World of Warcraft and going to Final Fantasy XIV MMO players. Seven, 10, 11, and 14. Oh, you mean of 7? The issue is Rise of the Final Fantasy VII Remake is only like the first third of the game? First half of the game? I've never played, so I don't know exactly how much of it is, but it's only part of the original game. Which is odd that they did that. How many sequels can you make before it's excessive? I mean, there's a new FIFA every year, there's a new Madden every year. I mean, it's the same game.
The Empire will live on.
Well, Rise, you didn't know Final Fantasy VII Remake wasn't the entire game remade? It was just the first part of it, and they're working on Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2? Yeah, they were a little shy on announcing that part of Final Fantasy VII Remake, not having the entire
Awaken,
game.
child of fate. Awaken.
Having to everything annoys me. No, it's alright. It's understandable. Emerald's got 7 Remake, 13 Lightning Returns, at 15. I'd say I'm an RPG fan. That's not great. I really like Skyrim. I like Western RPGs, I guess is the better way to put it. So there's that. There's the Final Fantasy 16 again, PS5, summer 2023. And then also showcase Street Fighter 6, which is coming to PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PS4, and PC. Not the Xbox One, but you know, it's whatever. Yeah, but haven't we all accepted that FIFA and Madden are just cash? I mean, yeah, it's pretty. The only difference between one year to the next is maybe a couple new features, slightly updated models, and the rosters have been updated with the correct players, which quickly get out of date as players get traded. So yeah, so Street Fighter 6 comes out next year. We can watch this trailer. And after this, we can talk about the Spider-Man stuff, which I'm not sure if I'll bother with the trailer, because it's not a new game. But yeah, so this first popped up, I'm like, okay. I was like, hey, it's my home city of New York City. It's Times Square, because it's always Times. They always do Times Square. Although, it's not quite accurate. But,
When you go looking for strength,
so here we are, Street
not
Fighter.
like a game. This journey
Fighting
doesn't
series.
have a real ending.
I'm sure everyone watching this knows what Street Fighter is. Probably does.
Okay then, hope you're ready to begin.
But it looks like it has some type of
You want to
campaign
start off on
as
the right
well.
foot in this city. Hit the
It's
streets.
not just about fighting. Oh. That graffiti looks cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I'm not a huge graffiti fan myself. Also, right. As soon as that song started, I was like, we have a problem. I'm gonna have to play this muted. I do apologize, but that song is likely gonna be copyrighted. So, yeah. This is gonna be silent. And I'm pretty sure that song plays the entire trailer from here on out. So yeah, so you can see it's not just fighting. You're in New York City, or what they call Metro City. I mean, this is clearly Times Square. Obvious. I mean, not 100%, but it's pretty damn close to Times Square. Again, I do apologize for having to play it muted, but I don't feel like getting a copyright strike. So, you know. So it looks like we got a campaign. At first, I was like, wait, this can't be Street Fighter 6. They're running around and punching things and something. Like, what the heck is going on? But I guess they got some type of campaign you can walk around in, and then you can, I guess, train. I guess get better at the game, level up or something, you know? And then you can do some street fights along the way, you know, it is called Street Fighter. So, yeah, again, apologize for the silence of the game. Not that I've ever played... No, I guess I did play Street Fighter 2 a long time ago. I'm not a big fighting game fan. All good, we understand? Yay. I just want to make sure. And then we can talk about the Spooderman news, and then we can talk about other stuff, because that'd be about it for the PlayStation State of Play news. Spooderman is probably the thing that excited me the most. So, you know, Street Fighter. Alright, considering... Wait, is it? Yep. Just gotta be careful. So, yeah, it's, definitely more... I'm not sure if cartoony is the right way to put it. It's definitely got a more stylized art style than I think 5 did. I mean, again, I said I've never played 5. Flashy? Yeah, flashy. It's kind of flashy. Yeah, more colorful. As you said, the graffiti. It's got a graffiti look to it. Then, boom, they got new logo, Street Fighter 6. I think I'm okay right now. So you got a hub. So, Street Fighter. PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, and Steam. 2023. Unless it gets delayed, which you never know with games nowadays. So, let's keep it over there. So, we have Spooderman news. Marvel's Spider-Man series. So, you know, the 2 PS4/PS5 games, Marvel's Spider-Man, and Spider-Man Miles Morales have sold 33 million units worldwide. So that includes Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered on the PS5, the original Marvel's Spider-Man on the PS4, and Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, which is on PS5 and PS4. Has, yeah, again, 33 million units between those two games, which is pretty good. It's pretty good. So, and then the big news for if anyone are PC gamers, which these games coming to PC means, I think any game, any PlayStation game could be, any, you know, first-party PlayStation game could be coming to PC. These are the games I thought would have been the last to ever hit PC. You know, I was expecting Uncharted, which I think is coming to PC soon. At least 4 is, I think. Or Last of Us, and you know, coming, or Ghost of Tsushima. You know, I'm expecting those to come into PC before Spider-Man. Spider-Man was like, yeah, right. But here we are. Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered is coming to PC on August 12th. August 12th. Which, yeah, I was not expecting this. Which, yeah, by the way, I do plan on streaming it. And also, which was odd, it was announced in the PlayStation blog post, not in the announcement during the State of Play, but Miles Morales is also coming to PC, this time, this fall. So, not that much after. That was about it. Just, not much was said. Just coming to PC this fall. They did show a trailer of Spooderman, which,
these past few years,
it's just funny how this started out. I was just like,
asking for nothing.
Spider-Man 2?
If you want to change the world, you have to be the kind of man.
And then you see this captured on PC. Like, wait, oh, like, you know, then that's when you know, like, oh, so this is Spooderman
2 of those?
PC Remastered.
I'm gonna go.
You're a PC gamer, you can play Spooderman.
Do your thing.
Spooderman Miles Morales.
Just push people around like that. Just ask for help next time.
Time to bring back the glory.
Obviously, God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Days Gone on PS4 games are on PC already. So yeah, Spooderman Remastered, PC, August 12th. The weirdest thing, I know how some fans can be, but some fans are like, oh no, why would you even buy a PlayStation? I'm like, well, there's not. If Xbox releasing other games day and date on PC shows you anything, it ain't gonna really hurt console sales all that much. Just because the Xbox Series X and X are currently the fastest selling Xbox generation in history. So it is selling faster than the 360 Xbox One original Xbox ever did. And that's with their games coming to PC day one. So that stuff there is PlayStation State of Play news. Moving on, that's right, there was leaked artwork showcasing the at least 22 of the fighters in Street Fighter 6. Just a few. Not that I know the Street Fighter characters, but if anyone is curious. I'm just gonna quickly scroll through it. I don't know most of these characters, so I do apologize. So, yeah. Because anyone you're like, oh yes, they're coming to Street Fighter 6. There you go. And then Sega announced the Sega Genesis / Mega Drive Mini 2 for Japan. There was no word yet on a release outside of Japan. But it's coming to Japan October 27th for 9,900 yen, which would probably mean it'll be about $100, maybe $80 US. It's my guess. It'll feature over 50 Sega Genesis / Mega Drive games, as well as Sega CD and Mega CD games. So Sonic CD. God, would it include? God, I'm forgetting the name. There were some really controversial games on the Sega CD / Mega CD. Very controversial games. Hold on. Yeah, I'm just gonna think. Did this really show anything? Here we go. It's another crappy emulator being branded as a mini edition of a classic. I mean, you know, it's Sega. Also, yeah, I don't understand a word he's saying. I don't speak Japanese. But it also is coming with the better controller with 6 buttons. Mega Drive Mini 2, and it includes a Sega CD / Mega CD game, which is actually pretty cool. So, yeah, I'm realizing, yeah, that's all in Japanese, so it's not really gonna help us figure out what the games are. But some of the confirmed games right now, here we go, yeah. Bonanza Brothers, Fantasy Zone, yeah, that, Shining in the Darkness Thunder Force 4, Virtua Racing, confirmed, Sega CD games, Mansion of Hidden Souls, Pop Full Mail, Shining Force CD, Slippy. I might have actually made a typo there. And Sonic the Hedgehog CD. Yeah, I don't know. It's only been confirmed coming out in Japan, but I'm assuming it'll be coming out afterwards. Hey, Batgirl. How are ya? Oh, yeah, right. And Stray. A game with the cat. If you are a PlayStation Plus Extra or Premium member, it'll be available day one for you for free. I'm not too bad. I'm a little on the tired side today. Seasonal allergies and all that stuff. PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium are the more expensive PlayStation Plus tiers. Because if you don't know, PlayStation is combining their PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now into a single service with 3 tiers. The base tier is just what is the base PlayStation Plus tier. I forget the exact name of it, but Essentials maybe? It might be called Essentials. Yeah. And then the other ones will come with other, PS3 games, PS1 game, PS2 games, and Stray available day one on them. Let's see. I'm just going to quickly go through the different news. We talked about that. That's smaller news. No point talking about every little thing, right? And last Wednesday, we showed the Sonic Frontiers. Oh, man. Gameplay. But this time they released combat footage, which... this game could have been amazing. Could have been. It just feels so out of place.
IGN First continues on with yet another look at Sonic Frontiers
so
gameplay.
out of place.
This time focusing on combat.
Sonic is so
up
cartoony,
against
and they
an
have
all-new
this
set of baddies,
realistic
some of which
looking
are
world.
among the most massive bosses we've ever seen.
And then you just got the random rails that he grinds. I don't know.
Fortunately, Sonic's got some new tricks up his sleeve. Make sure to stick with IGN all throughout June because we've got a full hands-on preview and interviews from the developers in store. For now, though, enjoy the combat.
Makes it look
of
more like
Sonic
Green
Frontiers.
Hill Zone, Emerald Hill Zone, you know, Mushroom Hill Zone. I personally would have done smaller levels, open-ish area, you know, open levels, but not huge. Each one with a different. World does look gorgeous, yeah, but it doesn't fit Sonic. That's the issue. It doesn't really fit Sonic. If that makes sense, it feels like Sonic was just plopped in a place he shouldn't be. I mean, I guess you could say the same in Mario Odyssey with some of the worlds. My Hill Zone, yes. My Hill Zone. Mushroom Hill Zone. Or whatever it's called. There's the, yeah, I mean, Green Hill's the obvious one. Yeah, this is clearly them. Sega being like, ooh, Breath of the Wild, let's do that with Sonic. Without a doubt. But yeah, this trailer is focused on, trailer, it's not really a trailer, but video is focused on combat. So, here you are fighting walls by mashing A or X or whatever it would be, whatever controller you're playing on. And they just have some different moves. Maybe it's not just mashing the one button over and over again. They drop something that you collect. I don't know. Oh, there's a bird. Bye-bye, bird. It just doesn't feel. I mean, maybe here's the thing. The game might be freaking amazing. You never know. It just feels a little too bare. It just doesn't quite feel right. For Sonic, that is. I guess it just doesn't bother me since I've only ever played 2D Sonic. I mean, 2D Sonic is good. 3D Sonic is generally not very good. I mean, I know that people love 3D Sonic games, but generally they're not very good games. So, I mean, you know. The issue with 3D Sonic games is the fact that you constantly fall through the world and die and fall in the pits. At least this won't be an issue in this game, because it's actually a world. It's just the art style to me doesn't quite feel right. I mean, yeah, you know, if you like it, go for it. Yeah, 3D Sonic feel out of place. Yeah, trust me, I love the original Sonic games on the Genesis/Mega Drive. And Sonic Mania, oh man, mwah. A fantastic game. It's a fantastic love letter to classic Sonic games. And also a worthy sequel to classic Sonic games. I don't know. I think it might be amazing. Just something, it just feels like it needs work. Because my original hope was that it'd be different open levels. You know, like if you played Mario Odyssey, so each level like that would be a different style. Which makes sense to make more 2D games. Yeah, well, you know, Nintendo does that ish. I mean, not like as much as they used to. I mean, the world looks cool, but it just, Sonic just feels so out of place. Who knows, maybe with the story and stuff, it makes sense. Oh, I just said story and Sonic, so story in Sonic games is either none, or it's really bad. Sonic 06. You gotta rescue a human princess, and then it gets really weird. Like I said, Sonic 06. But at least we see the different variations, different enemy types. You got the weird, like, blue streak you go around people, which explodes and sends up in the air, which could be cool. And here we are against Big Thing. It's a giant Colossus. Sonic of the Colossus, if you know what I mean by that, you know. I love people obsessed with Sonic. What lore? There's no lore. Sonic 1, you stop Eggman. Sonic 2, you stop Eggman, you blow up the Death Egg. Sonic 3, you try to stop Eggman and he rebuilds the Death Egg. Sonic and Knuckles, try to stop... Did I say Eggman? Robotic, screw it, he's Robotnik. I don't care. He is always gonna be Robotnik. You try to stop him. You don't go in space as freaking Hypersonic. Yeah. Sonic Mania. You find some new emeralds called the Time Emeralds, or whatever exactly they're called. I'm not totally sure. Something like that. What even is all the comics? I actually somewhere, I actually have no idea where they are currently, have some Sonic comics from when I was a kid. Some being the best word, maybe half a dozen. So yeah, creature with 2 legs, 3 arms, but you're destroying the arms or something, and you mash these pillars on the top. I'm just remembering, like, the robots you dealt with in the other Sonic games. You know, you got the little crab dude, the bee. I mean, they're all robots, obviously, but, you know. Yep. So, you know. I'm willing to give this game a chance. It just feels like, because this is coming out this year, mind you. It just feels like it needs work. Yeah! There it is. That is the combat. Oh, wait. And the thing explodes and just disappears. So, you know, there is that. Oh yeah, the Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake has been delayed again. Yeah, surprised the game's been in development hell for a long time. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 will actually be featured, at Summer Game Fest. It does seem to need more love. That's quite a boring... Yeah, exactly. It is fairly boring. Combat video. That's the issue. Like, if they try to... If that video is boring, what is actually be playing? Because usually they try to make trailers and videos more exciting. You know? Better edited, faster paced looking. Would have been better, but then again, you know, maybe they showed it more like what it actually is. Rumor. Developers, Activision developers, Toys for Bob. Rumor that's developing a new Crash Bandicoot game. They did do Crash 4, and I want to say they did do the Crash trilogy remake. Maybe. Right. Sega did come out saying that the Dreamcast Mini or Saturn Mini would be too expensive right now. Which is a shame. Sega's classic hardware producer Yosuke Okunari, probably mispronouncing it. I do apologize. Talking about Sega Saturn Mini or Dreamcast Mini. It's not that they went in that direction. It's just games such as Sega Saturn cannot be fully run on the board mounted on the Mega Drive Mini, so they need to completely make a new machine. Some of the boards stagnant because of the coronavirus, and it'd be fairly expensive to do. If they were to do it, it'd be a little too expensive, I guess, for what it would cost and the amount of games you get on it. I guess, not totally sure. Also, GoldenEye 007 remaster remake, we don't know, seeming very likely to be announced during the Xbox and Bethesda Showcase this Sunday. Not definite. Not definite. But considering achievements have appeared on Xbox's website for the game. Oh. Which they've now actually taken off, apparently. Okay, the link. Before, they showed actual achievements here. Okay, never mind. But yeah, actual achievements were showcased. Of GoldenEye 007. Of a remake. Remaster? I don't know. It's one of those. So we might see that this Sunday. If you are a fan of GoldenEye 007. Which is definitely one of the best-selling games on the N64. I'd love to see an FPGA console for all Sega consoles. Oh, you mean a console that has them all? That'd be cool. They got rid of the evidence. Yeah, well, considering it was on their official Xbox website, yeah, it's pretty much likely. The only thing that is probably also coming to Switch, the rights to GoldenEye 007 are ridiculous. Microsoft owns the rights because they own Rare. Nintendo owns the rights because they were the publisher of it originally on the N64. and Dan, the guy who owns the company that owns the rights to James Bond, and then there's another company I think that also owns some rights to James Bond. So there's like 4 companies you gotta all agree with. Clearly, it's gonna have to come on Xbox and Switch for Microsoft and Nintendo to agree. Yeah, so yeah, GoldenEye also came out in '97 for the N64. Developed by Rare, which was now, been a part of Microsoft for Xbox for 20 years. If MS consoles at a hardware level instead of a software level, it'd be like, that would be awesome, Damien. That would be awesome, as long as it's the NTSC versions of the games and not the PAL versions. Because the PAL versions, back in the day, PAL versions of games ran either at 50 FPS or 25 FPS versus the NTSC, we got in the US format, which was 60 or 30 FPS, I believe. So the games ran slower in Europe. So, alright. Microsoft announced they'll be holding a second extended showcase for June 14th. Obviously, there's the main showcase. Probably not a ton of time on each game. A couple minutes, a few minutes per game. But they're going to have an extended showcase Tuesday, June 14th. It will feature new trailers and deeper looks into the news from the main showcase and interviews with developers. It'll be about 90 minutes in length and, be available in multiple languages. So, which would be kind of cool to go deeper dive into whatever games they're going to talk about. Which I'm a fan of that. So you get more bite-sized announcements and whatnot, and then, not all the games, but, a handful of games will have bigger deep dives into. Also, Obsidian Entertainment, there's been 2 teases that they're going to announce some game at the Xbox and Bethesda Showcase. Josh Sawyer, who at Obsidian, studio director at Obsidian, has been teasing. He's been working on a game with a small team for a while now. And another developer is like they're just teasing an announcement. They've just been teasing. Because last week he teased. He just retweeted the thing about the Xbox Bethesda Games Showcase. He's like, anyway, teasing. So we'll definitely get whatever that game will be. We're likely to also get Ark 2. Ark Survival Evolved. We're going to get something about Ark 2 at the Xbox and Bethesda Games Showcase. Just because the Ark France Twitter account tweeted Ark 2 and the picture of and June 12th date. Which, if you didn't know, Ark 2 is an Xbox console timed exclusive. I'd assume it's still coming to PC. If you play the original on PC, don't worry, it's still be coming to PC. And also apparently it's starring Vin Diesel, because of course it is. Ark isn't getting another cent from me. I'm so burned out on it. This is a sequel, but yeah, I never played Ark myself. So yeah, we'll likely be seeing that also at the Xbox Showcase. We'll also likely be seeing Forza Motorsport, the one that was announced a couple years ago, because it's been like 5 years since last Forza Motorsport, so it makes sense that a new one comes out this year. 5,000 hours and shit. Jeez, right? That is a lot of hours. My goodness, we're just about done with the news. Then we get into some games. So, Summer Game Fest, which is this Thursday. Jeff Keighley, host and creator of Summer Game Fest, as well as the Game Awards, did a Twitter Spaces audio session today. He did say Summer Game Fest on Thursday will be around an hour and a half to 2 hours. It is live, and we'll have many guests, so the length will vary a bit depending on how long each guest is on, and whatever. They don't want to cut a guest off, give them a little extra time, or if a guest is done sooner and you move on, stuff like that. And he also said the showcase will mainly focus on already announced games with a couple of new games announced. So the main focus will be on games we already know about. So there won't be very unlikely there'll be any big megaton announcements. Maybe a megaton showing for some games we already know about will be there. But yeah. So what I would say is that a lot of the games we're going to show you are going to be already announced, and games are going to show new content into you, like some he's mentioned. He also mentioned, there will be exclusive games for Xbox and Nintendo Switch at the showcase. But he didn't mention Microsoft is going to save their biggest games for their showcase. So it'll probably be smaller Xbox games that will be there. And exclusive Nintendo Switch games does not mean games from Nintendo. It could be third-party Nintendo Switch exclusives. It's very much possible. Nintendo usually hosts their own Nintendo Direct around the same time, in the middle of June. They have yet to announce one, so they might be holding off to later this year before they hold one. I don't know. We will see. But yeah, Summer Game Fest this Thursday, June 9th, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, and 7 p.m. British Summer Time. And I think that's about it for today's edition of the Game News Roundup, going over the PlayStation State of Play, the PlayStation 5 having now sold 20 million units worldwide, and any other random gaming news, and a little bit of the teases that have been going on for Summer Game Fest and Xbox and Bethesda showcases, which will be coming up this Thursday and Sunday. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching the Game News Roundup.